Hello, I'm the Masked Analyst. This is the fifth in a series of videos on YouTube's flawed implementation of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I strongly recommend watching my first 4 videos if you haven't already done so in order to have the background to fully understand this video. Should YouTube be regulated by the government? I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, YouTube is a private enterprise and we don't pay anything for it. We don't pay for the cost of servers or the cost of running or administering their website. Since they are the ones who own it and they are the ones who run it, they should be able to do anything they want with their site. They should even be able to kick people off arbitrarily and prevent people from posting on YouTube for any damn reason they please. It's a cutting dry case that the government shouldn't be looking over YouTube's shoulder and telling them what to do. Right? Well, not so fast. There are 2 reasons one can argue why the government should step in and regulate YouTube. First, the government gives them and all internet sites an indirect subsidy. If you were publishing a newspaper and someone wrote a libelous story in your newspaper, then the newspaper could be sued for libel. If you were publishing a book, and if it contained libelous statements, expect to have your ass hauled into court. However, Congress wanted the internet to flourish as a forum for free speech, and they knew their message boards could not flourish unless given immunity from lawsuits for libel due to postings by third parties. They knew that message boards could be flooded with hundreds if not thousands of messages a day, and that operators of those message boards could not possibly verify the accuracy of what was posted on them. Hence, Congress passed Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act in order to give message boards and other internet sites, such as YouTube, immunity from libelous statements posted by third parties on their sites. They explicitly spelled out that they did this for the purpose of promoting development of the internet, and I'm quoting now, to preserve the vibrant and competitive free market that presently exists for the internet, unquote. Reading this in the context of Part A of Section 230, it is clear that Congress intended the internet to be a playing field where free speech could flourish, and so they granted ISPs immunity not granted to traditional publishers. So I view this as an indirect government subsidy granted for the express purpose of fostering an environment where people can post without unreasonable restrictions. The second reason I say that people have a right to post on YouTube is because of YouTube's unique and dominant position on the internet. It constantly ranks in the top 5 sites on the internet. It's the only place, as far as I know, where there is even a remote possibility for an open dialogue between presidential candidates and the electorate. Remember, the CNN debates where candidates took video questions happened on YouTube, not MySpace. YouTube is the place that attracts key luminaries who seek to interact with the common folks. Queen Rania of Jordan came to YouTube to engage the world community in dialogue on stereotypes of Arabs. YouTube has also set up a living legend channel where the world's elite will engage the YouTube community. And if you look at the March 31st, 2008 entry of YouTube's blog, their own editor states, and I'm quoting, "We often describe our Your Choice 08 platform as the world's largest town hall for political discussion." Let me repeat that. We often describe our Your Choose 08 platform as the world's largest town hall for political discussion. To be locked out of YouTube, to be locked out of the world's most important forum for political discussion, possibly forever, it's a terrible thing. It's almost as bad as being disenfranchised. YouTube has earned a unique spot on the internet, and because of its uniqueness, there is a strong argument to be made that we have a right to post on YouTube unless we have committed a gross infraction. There's a powerful reason why YouTube should not have the right to suspend accounts capriciously and arbitrarily. So I have mixed feelings on whether the government should regulate YouTube. Of course, just because YouTube is a private industry doesn't mean it should be free from government regulation. After all, the government regulates the airline industry, the food industry, and the power companies. The government regulates how much pollution can be put into the environment and, to a limited extent, what can be broadcast over the radio. The people who run YouTube are stewards for our right to speak to the world's largest town hall. If they are irresponsible in how they handle their stewardship, then perhaps the government will need to step in and regulate how they do their jobs. I've done a lot of hedging, and I haven't made up my mind yet over whether the government should step in. How YouTube reacts to my criticism will greatly influence my opinion. If they take my criticisms to heart and they change the way they enforce their policies, and I notice that their changes over the past few days seem to be a step in the right direction, and things are beginning to look positive. Now, if they continue those changes, if they make a genuine effort to not curtail people's rights needlessly, then I will be against government regulating YouTube. If they do nothing and do not clean up their act, then I will be inclined to favor government regulation. And if they respond to my videos by deleting them in order to hide criticism of the way they run their site, then I will strongly be in favor of government stepping in, and their suppression of my ideas will be Exhibit A as to why they need to be regulated. If they delete my videos, then they will prove beyond a reasonable doubt that they are not mature enough to be the gatekeepers to the most important site on the internet. In my next video, which may be a week or two, I'm not sure when I'm going to have the time to make this, I'll explain why I haven't committed perjury, and I'll make some suggestions to the DMCA and possible suggestions in YouTube's policy. I've had a lot of criticism, very easy to criticize. It's a lot harder to make positive suggestions, but look for that in a week or two. This has been the Masked Analyst, under an N.